Hey guys, what is up? This is Stephanie, aka The Limitless Babe, reminding you today and every day that you are limitless. So today's episode is going to be an audio only, and today's topic is thinking about how to set the proper example for our children. And to express this message, I wanted to bring in a phrase that some of you may or may not have heard of. So the phrase being, what would Jesus do? As you may or may not know, I am very much a woman of my faith. I am spiritual, but I am also a very devout Christian. I have a very solid relationship with my Creator, whom I refer to as God. But I never want that to deter you if that's not your belief. So one thing that I am very huge on is respecting and acknowledging that everyone may praise and believe differently. So if you do not believe in God, if you don't call your Creator, your higher power, God, please substitute with whatever you do believe in or whoever you do believe in. Feel free to say universe, Mother Earth, Buddha, Allah, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Whatever you believe in. If you don't believe in anything, then that's fine too. We are all inclusive here. But I'm just using this because if you are by any chance also of the Christian faith, or you have a similar belief in your own faith, then I thought it might be helpful to see the example played out in something a little bit more tangible, something that we all may or may not have heard of before. So the phrase, what would Jesus do, basically refers to Jesus in the Christian faith. This is the Son of the Creator, God, who came onto this earth as a human form through the Virgin Mary and performed miracles. And at the end of his life, he was sacrificed to open the gates of heaven and release us from sin. So this is beautiful. And so from the Bible stories that we have been told and read, Jesus was the embodiment of what we strive to be as a person. He was very loving, but he was also very stern with his boundaries. He, I guess, it was a very good role model. So the phrase came up, what would Jesus do? When you're in a difficult situation, when you're dealing with a tough person or something that you just don't know, how do I react? How do I respond? A lot of people would think, what would Jesus do? And that's how they find the correct answer for whatever the particular situation is and move accordingly. So now, with this said, this is wonderful and this is beautiful. But one thing that I find difficult, for one thing, you may or may not believe in God. You may or may not believe in Jesus. And that's okay. Whatever you believe, whatever is true for you, I respect, as I said multiple times on my channel. But if you don't believe, then how is this phrase supposed to help you? I just don't see how it can. And even if you do believe, let's be very clear. As human beings, sometimes, even though we understand intellectually a concept, until we physically experience this or see a person face to face, get to talk to them, touch them, sometimes it's hard to relate. So another option, if you have children, which I think will still serve in the same manner, because the whole point is to get us to behave like good human beings, kind human beings, loving human beings that treat each other respectfully, but also respect ourselves enough to hold our boundaries strong. So if you have children, I assume that they are, if not the most important person in your life, one of the most important people in your lives. And so I want you to think, fast forward 20 years from now, depending on how old your children are, of course. In my case, my daughter is 2. So 20 years from now, how would I want my daughter to respond to a situation? How would I want her to handle a difficult person? How would I want her to handle injustice? So once I have that thought in my mind of, okay, this is how I would hope that she would handle it, guess what? Now, if I want her to do that in 20 years, I have to exemplify that behavior now, right? So whatever I hope, pray, and expect from my child in the future, the only way they're going to be able to learn that behavior and later on model that behavior is if I model that behavior now in the present. So basically, the point of this message is when faced with a difficult situation, a difficult conversation, when faced with anything that you're not quite sure how to handle, how to respond, how to react, I invite you to ask yourself, what would, and in my case, my daughter's name is Gracelyn, I call her Gracie, so I would say, what will Gracie do? You know, and I say will because it's future tense. What will Gracie do? And I think about that and move accordingly. I promise you, if you follow this method and you truly want your child to grow up to be a loving, honest, integrity-filled member of society, you have no worries about how your response is going to pan out, because as long as your intention is for your child to grow up that way and you respond from that place and model that behavior, you're always going to be doing what's best for the world, for you, for your child, especially for them to see. So yeah, that's it. Take a second and think, what will so-and-so do? And move accordingly. I hope you found this helpful, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe my channel, The Limitless Babe on YouTube. And if you want to reach out to me, feel free to either DM me on Instagram at The Limitless Babe or email me on Gmail, thelimitlessbabe@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from you. If you guys have any topics that you'd be interested in hearing about or any questions that maybe I can help you navigate through, I'd be more than happy to help. Like I said, just reach out to me. And in the meantime, have an amazing, blessed day and stay limitless. Bye.